Good morning, stamping friends. How is everyone today? Did you all have a good week? We are doing pretty well here. I can't help but talk about the weather here, and I don't mean to rub this in, but we are just having the kind of weather that people live in Arizona for. It's been in the mid 70s, so I'm just loving it. I'm getting outside a little bit more, and it's just really refreshing to have it warmer. But I know everyone's not so lucky. My friends in Minnesota are having below zero weather, so I feel for them. Just come out and visit us. I'll put you up. So anyway, I hope everyone's doing well and you're all ready for the weekend. We don't have too much going on other than visiting with some friends that are here from Minnesota. They timed their trip perfectly because last week we had snow. But anyway, all's good. I am going to share a project with you that is kind of like last time. I'm combining the old with the new. So hold on and I will get the supplies out and share with you. The first one is called Flowering Cactus. This is one that I used quite a bit in the last few weeks, putting together that Flowering Cactus stamp camp. So again, thank you for those of you who signed up. I've been working on the packets, and this is just a really great set to use, especially for us who live in Arizona. This will be a year-round stamp set and a keeper. Excuse me. The other stamp set that I'm combining it with is Waterfront. This is a gorgeous stamp set that you can combine trees and have more of a wildlife look, or you can make it a beachy scene, but it's just a really fun one to work with because there's so many kind of abstract watercolory stamps with this. So the paper that we're going to use, I'm going to show you in the catalog first. As you know, we have new basic white paper, which replaced our Whisper White, and we have these cute little note cards right here. You may not even recognize them here because they're kind of away by themselves on page 153, and there is a new code number for this because it switched to basic white, but if you accidentally put in the old number, it will convert it for you, but I just jotted it down in my catalog. It's 159232, and there's $7 for a pack of 20 cards and 20 envelopes. And this is what the cards look like. They are, if you look at the dimensions, it's 5 1/8 by 3 5/8, and then they also have envelopes that come with it. So they stamp really nice, just like our old Whisper White. Actually, people are liking basic white better than the Whisper White, so that's good to know. All right, let's get started. The first dies that I'm going to use, I'll show you what they look like. They're called Stitch with Whimsy dies, and these are again in the corner of the mini catalog, and these do not actually cut through, but they make a cute little border around the card. So I like to add this if my card just needs a little bit more interest, but I don't really want to add another layer because this is going to be a kind of like a simple stamping. And so because it's one layer of cardstock, I added that, and the size that I used was the second to largest, and then you just run it through the Stamp and Emboss machine like this, and it'll just put that little stitching in there so it adds some interest. So I just wanted to point that out to you. All right, so I already did the first part of the card by making that border, and by the way, you can get this in basic white or berry vanilla. It comes in both colors. All right, let's start stamping. I think for this one I am going to start with the mountains. So we'll take the mountains from Waterfront, that stamp set, and you want to be sure and use your foam mat for this because with photopolymer, especially the more solid images, it's really important to do that. Sometimes you'll ink it up and it will miss like in the middle there, and so that's what this foam mat helps bridge that gap, so it'll be a nice solid image. And then we're going to take Petal Pink, and we're going to make some mountains here. And the first one, we're just going to do full strength, and we're going to do it off the page. And let's see, maybe a little over halfway up. So I'm going to stamp once, full strength, and then I'm just going to slide it over a tiny bit and do a second one there. So this mountain looks like it's behind there. And then let's do one more, maybe right here, full strength. All right. Now we want to add some shadows. So we are going to take this little shape, and this is again from Waterfront, and let's do Crumb Cake. And this one, I do want kind of a watercolory look for this card. So I'm going to stamp off once on the scrap paper and then on my card. So it's one shade lighter. Let's do it again. And this time we'll move it upside down like that. And let's do one in the middle too. All right, now we want to add just some little random dots to make it kind of look like sand or deserty. So I'm going to stamp off maybe even a couple times and just kind of add a few. I think with these things, less is more. So just add a few of those dots. All right, now we are going to set the card front to the side because we are going to build some cactuses on here. And so what you're going to need is just your scrap basic white paper, which I have here. And let's make a cactus using the flowering cactus. This is kind of my favorite shape in the stamp set. It's just the larger one, but remember there is one of the designer series papers has all these shapes, and you can cut them out with the die or you can choose to stamp them, whichever you like. All right, I used Pear Pizzazz for this one, and then we are going to also make a smaller cactus, and these are all going to be die cut out. So I just want to show you how nice they stamp on this paper. This is garden green, and we'll just make the smaller cactus there. And the last one, we need to put some flowers on the cactus. So we are going to use Highland Heather, and I'm going to show you the two different tones of paper. I'm a lefty if you couldn't tell. So this is full strength. Maybe you want darker flowers, but look at how pretty they are with lighter ones as well. So either one, whatever your preference is. Maybe you want to use one of each. And then I also want to just show you our dies. Do you see how these are spaced? They're spaced perfectly to go with the die, so you don't have to place two separate ones, and you can line them up like that, so you can cut out two at a time. That's a nice little added feature that I like when they do that. All right, so of course, before I came on, I did cut these out to save a little bit of time, and I think I'm going to use one of each of the colors. So I'll do a dark one and a dark one and a light one. All right, now let's start building on the card front. So I am going to take my Stampin' Seal. Here it is. And I did die cut mint macaron, the cactus, the tall one. And let's just add some of that. I do want one layer that's tight to the card because I'm going to do a lot of dimensionals on here. So let's go right there. And then this cactus. Did you guys know that saguaros, which is a cactus, the saguaros are the ones that have the arms on them, you know, that look like the straight one up with two arms that go left and right of it. Those are only found in Arizona, and I did not know that before we moved here. So that's kind of a cool little fact. I'm looking for my dimensionals. If you could see behind the scenes, you would say, Lori, how do you find anything in that mess? Sometimes it's almost too close to my nose, and I look everywhere and it's right there. Please tell me you have that problem too. Oh boy. All right, now we want to add this little garden green one, and you can see that I'm using the mini dimensionals because some of these pieces are so tiny, it's just easier. If you do choose to use the other ones, just trim them down a little bit. So they are just random. And then, as I said, I have a light and a dark one of Highland Heather. And you can see how fast and easy this card is coming together. Now, the last thing we have is just putting this sentiment on. So I'll show you. Let's see. Let's make this one hang over here. And I like to pop cards up a lot. So I use dimensionals a lot. All right, let's hope I can stamp straight now. All right, I chose the stamp that says, "You are a rare find, my dear friend." That's kind of a generic one that could be used for many different occasions. Make sure it is the right way. Have you ever done that? So you're at the finishing touch and you stamp upside down or downhill. Yeah, that's not good. Then we find out how creative we are and we somehow fix it with another little embellishment. All right, right on the front. That's not too bad. All right, and that's it for this card. Like I said, it's the simple stamping. It was just a few stamps and then layering. And remember, it fits perfectly in this envelope. So there you go. That's to get you in the summery mood, because I don't know, I think summer when I think cactus and Arizona. And one more thing I wanted to share with you. If you see anything that you like and you might want to order, I would appreciate it if you would use my host code here for this month. And when you put your order in, if you can just add that, that helps me a lot. And I can do some giveaways. And you can find the link on my blog or my Facebook pages, and I will post that link for you. So once again, thank you again for joining me, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.